Hello YouTube, how you guys doing today? Today I want to talk about the relationship between sexual desire and virtue, and whether the two can be reconciled to each other or whether sexual desire is always going to be contrary to virtue. So let's talk about the four aims of life according to Indian philosophy, and that's kama, pleasure, artha, wealth, dharma, duty, and moksha, enlightenment. So relating these various goals to each other, it's quite obvious that, if you're too busy chasing wealth and money and sexual desire, that you're not going to have time for chasing enlightenment. So these goals tend to be contrary to each other. So let's talk about why sexual desire is contrary to virtue first, and then we'll talk about whether we can reconcile the two. To do this, I'm going to be drawing from the Bhagavad Gita and also the book, The Ascetic of Desire by Sudhir, Kakar. All right, thank you guys so much. There are two types of beings created in this world, the divine and the demoniac. The divine have been described at length. Hear from me, O Arjuna, about the demoniac. The demoniac do not know about the way of action or the way of renunciation. Neither purity nor good conduct nor truth is found in them. They say that the world is unreal, without a basis, without a lord, not brought about in regular causal sequence, caused by desire, in short. Holding fast to this view, these lost souls of feeble understanding, of cruel deeds, rise up as enemies of the world for its destruction, giving themselves up to insatiable desire, full of hypocrisy, excessive pride, and arrogance. Holding wrong views through delusion, they act with impure resolves. Obsessed with innumerable cares which would end only with their death, looking upon the gratification of desires as their highest aim, assured that this is all. Bound by hundreds of ties of desires, given over to lust and anger, they strive to amass hoards of wealth by unjust means. For the gratification of their desires. This today has been gained by me. This desire I shall attain. This is mine, and this wealth shall also be mine in the future. This foe is slain by me, and others also I shall slay. I am the Lord, I am the enjoyer, I am successful, I am mighty and happy, I am rich and well-born. Who is there like unto me? I shall sacrifice, I shall give, I shall rejoice. Thus they say, deluded by ignorance. So what is the Bhagavad Gita saying here? They're saying that this idea of the little me, the ego, is the cause of all of this trouble. This sense that the wealth that you inherit is yours and it's not God's. The sense that the children that you have is yours. They're yours, not their own autonomous, self-reflective, independent souls. So the Gita says essentially that lust is the antithesis of virtue, of purity. And once we get into Sudhir's book, we will find out a more detailed reason as to why. I know I have been accused of subverting virtue by not taking a clear-cut position on the relation between two goals of life, kama and dharma. Indeed, many verses in my text are ambiguous in this respect. I will let you in on a secret. I now doubt whether eroticism can ever serve virtue. The violence released in sex, which goes against the core of the virtuous man's desired control of the senses, especially his aggressive impulses, is one reason for my doubt whether increased sexual pleasure is compatible with human virtue. Yes, I do say causing suffering is not an Aryan practice and is not suitable for respectable people. Yet at the same time, I assert infliction of pain is a part of sexual pleasure. Besides aggressive behavior and fantasies of violence, there are other perversions inherent within the very nature of sexuality. Perhaps the most perverse is the fact that our awareness of violating the precepts of virtue makes this edge of excitement even keener. Another perversion is the need for variety in intercourse, which inevitably dehumanizes the partner. When they adopt an unusual position, whoever they might be, the courtesan and her lover are depersonalized. Whatever be his looks, her lover is the very god of love for the courtesan. Now, to become a god is to be elevated above the human state. But it is also to become dehumanized, to lose one's personhood. Eroticism strips lovers of their humanity. So what is the author saying here? He's essentially saying that sexual desire is contrary to human virtue. It unleashes, it's a snowball effect. It unleashes a whole host of other contrary, perverse desires in relationship to man. But if you read carefully at the end of that statement, where he talks about the lover becoming depersonalized as a result of his or her union with the other in sexual intercourse, we have an olive branch, essentially, a way to reconcile sexuality with virtue. And that is, find someone you love with your whole heart, just that one person, your soulmate, and make sure that you control all of those perverse desires related to sexuality. So that's what I wanted to say. Have a good day, guys. For more philosophy, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you guys so much.